Welcome to Stade Soccer, home of the Flag Plus Football Division C Championship game between the number 4 seed Sharks and the number 11 seed Primal. I'm Brent Bodkin, and I'm joined on the broadcast by FPF Hall of Famer and member of the Backyard Bullies, GM Kolethras.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, should be a good game. GM, we have two teams right here that might not have been everybody's choice to be representing the finals in Division C when the season started, but are two teams who have overcome the odds, so to speak, and they fought their way tooth and nail to make it to this point. What makes both teams so successful?
Yeah, Sharks, definitely the strength of their quarterback and their ability to stretch the field. They have speed for days. Absolutely, the matchup nightmares that they can create is a big part of their success right now. And Primal are very much the giant killers, right? Along their way here, they beat the heavy favorited Diamond Bougie. They beat Beset before that. Teams that are very, very strong that you look at that were top teams in the division. And I think being able to hang with them and change the outcome of the game through game planning and slowing down the clock and just like leaning on your guys have been Primal's keys to success here.
So we see both quarterbacks in this competition. GM Corey Wawaski, obviously for the Sharks, and we have Jared Buck for Primal. What kind of matchup should we be expecting out of both quarterbacks?
Corey's just going to cut the field up. He's going to take a deep snap. He has, like I said, speed for days. We're going to see a lot of early posts or like flies down the middle from the two slots. Jared Buck's a little bit more breaking down, changing the outcome by trying to beat the rusher and then seeing what develops, like backyard football, line in the sand kind of deal. So I think it's two very, very different quarterbacks who will do what it takes to get the championship here.
So we saw, obviously, this is not the first time these two teams are meeting. They both met in week 1 with the Sharks coming out on top by a score of 45-20. Jared Buck didn't play quarterback in that game, though. It was Médéric Loison who ended up starting. He had 3 TDs to 3 INTs. Wawaski, on the other hand, was brilliant. Almost 200 yards, 6 touchdowns. So obviously Buck looking to help his team get a little revenge here this afternoon. This Division C Championship ready to kick off. The team Primal in gray starting with the ball. Buck waits for the snap. He gets it. He looks to his left. Now he avoids the sack. He's going to run now. Buck finally, he breaks another tackle, make it a third, finally taken down.
That's Jared Rockman there with the tackle. Like we said, like beating the rusher, seeing what develops here. That's exactly what we're seeing from Jared Buck coming out of the gate. When you don't like what the defense gives you, just take it into your own hands and improvise.
Yeah, Buck not much of a runner. Only 8 times in the regular season did he carry the ball for 48 yards. Doesn't have a single rush in the postseason, but a pickup of about 4, maybe 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, not necessarily being a rushing quarterback, but being able to extend the play with his legs while the receivers get downfield or get separation.
So second down now for the Primal offense. Buck gets the snap. He looks to his left. He has a man wide open on the sideline. Nice leap and catch there, bringing it down. Good job skying above the coverage.
Great catch
Jeremy
there.
Laplante.
Yeah, Jeremy Laplante, the clear workhorse, 1A receiver in this offense, just moving the chains for them. Significant production in the playoffs, like just a chunk of yard, pretty much the entirety of Primal's yardage there, 250 yards. Just a standout player here. Great corner route as well, and Max Burrow was just not able to get there in time.
So new set of downs now for the Primal offense. Past midfield. Primal is driving, looking to get the ball into the end zone. They've scored on their first possession in all 3 postseason games so far. Buck gets the snap again. He looks to his right. He has a man open in the flat. That's Labonte. Labonte makes the move, gets past one. Can he get past the second one? No, he can't. He's taken down by Noah Groper just shy of the goal line.
That's a great play, though, just to get them closer into striking distance there. Alexis Labonte, I think, will get forgotten by the DBs on the sidelines there and can really do some damage as the game goes on, especially as they key in on Laplante and some of the other guys on this offense.
So right now this Primal offense in the red zone right now. What do you think they're going to call here, GM?
I'd love to see Vincent Sabourin just sit in the back behind where Max Burr is hiding, or they're just like a corner to one side or the other.
So Buck gets the snap. He looks to his left. Avoids the sack. Back in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Primal. Labonte, second catch, puts Primal up by a score of 6-0.
Yeah, there you go. Just an in route from the back of the end zone where he was forgotten, and just Jared seeing him as he extended the play and put it up for a TD.
So again, Primal with the early lead. This makes it 4 games in a row where they've scored on their opening possession offensively. Going for the 1-point conversion here, looking to extend their lead now to 7-0. Let's see what they do. Buck gets the snap. He looks to his left again. Fastball over the middle, but it's knocked down.
Great play there, Jared Rockman. These are going to be very important here, these extra points, because Sharks are a well-oiled machine on converts. They have a lot of versatility with players to drop back as halfbacks and just the overall speed. So let's see how Sharks respond.
So Corey Wawaski now leading his offense onto the field for the first time. He's been magnificent so far in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 740 plus yards, just ridiculously efficient working that deep ball there. And honestly, depending on what he sees early, look at those 2 slots, Max Burr and Kwesi here off the line on a streak.
18 touchdowns. Can he make it 19 here? Let's find out. Wheel route on the sideline. Oh, he just overshot Max Burrow, who was open for a half second. Good job by Jared Buck, GM right there in coverage coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. Jared Buck has some height, and that's really helpful because Max Burr is very easily able to get high off the ground with those leaps. So what does look like it's overthrown, he'll be able to come down with, and great defensive play by Jared there.
So Buck showing his versatility right there. Obviously, he's the starting quarterback, but he's one of the top players on defense, leading the team in interceptions, at least in the regular season, with 5. Second down now and long for the Sharks offense. Wawaski gets a snap. He goes to his left. Has Groper open on the sideline. Looks like he stepped out of bounds, though. So minimal pickup, maybe about 4 yards on that play.
This
maybe
is interesting to see. They do switch around Justin Frankel and Noah Groper. So seeing Noah Groper out on the wide out instead of snapping is interesting to start this game. But I think that Corey sees something with the matchups to shuffle it around like that.
So now it's going to be 3rd and short. 3rd and about 5 right now for the Sharks offense. So, Jim, are you expecting another deep shot here, or do you think Sharks are just going to aim to pick up the first down?
Let's look at those slots again on those fades.
Wawaski gets a snap. He looks to his right. He has Borden wide open. Good job by Borden keeping his feet in bounds by making the catch.
Just ridiculous length. Again, I was just talking about balls that look like they're overthrown by Corey Wawaski, and his receivers just being able to stretch out and bring them in. That's another example of that. More than enough for the first down, and they instantly are within striking distance.
So I think, GM, it's safe to say with someone like Dondre Borden on the team, we're talking about Brockman as well, I think it's safe to say right now the Sharks have the height advantage in this matchup.
Yeah, without a doubt. And even just the height from leaps, too. You'll see Kwesi come high off the ground as well on some receiving plays.
Wawaski gets a snap right down the middle now. It's caught by Franco. Tries to shake Shadowver, but he missed the tackle. So pick up about 5, maybe 6 on the play right there. Good catch on first down for the Sharks.
Absolutely. Efficient for Corey as well, just being able to find his targets down the field like that.
So 2nd and short now, but 2nd and about 4 for the Sharks offense.
Let's see if Darryl Dorsley can get any semblance of a rush on Corey here. It's a deep snap we're seeing.
Wawaski gets the snap. He looks to his left in the flats. He's a man open as Grober. Can he get past the tackle attempt? He can. Doesn't get past the second, but he picks up enough for the first down. So 1st and goal right here for the Sharks offense. And Jim, I have to imagine you like what you're seeing so far offensively out of the Sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been proven wrong, at least early out of the gates here. Corey, who seems to really like that middle of the field, sees something on the outside and keeps going back to it on both sides. And it seems to be his bread and butter right now working down the field.
So 1st and goal now again from about the 5-yard line right now for the Sharks. A plethora of options right here for Corey Wawaski in his offense.
See Max Burra on an in.
Let's see if he runs that. Snap. Looks like they may went offside there. Slant pass. Touchdown, Borden. This game is tied up at 6.
Yeah, so these converts are going to be very, very important. I think are they going to go for 2 here? No.
So if we go back to the first meeting, Primal was 1 for 3 on Converse, where the Sharks were 3 for 7.
Yeah, I think that with the QB switch, like Primal going, I think that's probably what helped to facilitate that the inefficiency there, right? Like Mederick at QB is not what they wanted to do going forward in the season, and they made that switch. So I don't know if we can even rely on those numbers anymore.
So 1 point in 10, toss to the back of the end zone is caught, staying bounced. Yes, he did. I believe that's Franco. So nice catch. So now the Sharks with a 7-6 lead. Let's see now if Primal could respond.
Yeah, Sharks are starting to get comfortable here. You're seeing their body language change. I think that Jared needs to be very conservative with the ball here because a turnover would be a nightmare. I see the tension swinging right now, and Primal look a little bit more worried.
So Primal now coming out offensively. Let's see if they can respond. Starting at their own 10-yard line. Buck gets a snap. Quick fade to the left, and he ends up throwing it there into the ground. Well short of LaPlante, who looked like the intended receiver on that play.
Yeah, I don't know if that ball stuck to his hand or he really didn't like what he saw. There was a pump fake at first, and I don't know if that was always the intended target or not, but just well short of LaPlante, like you said.
So second and long now facing Primal. Had a chance to watch their game against Diamond Boogie Monday night at Mary Victorin. Really a close back and forth affair. It went down to the final play of the game. A player you talked about earlier, Darryl Dorsey, getting the game-winning sack on an extra point attempt to seal the W for Primal. We get a stoppage of play here for a second. It's an official timeout there. So again, 2nd and 10 now facing Primal. Buck gets the snap. He looks to his right. He goes there. It's caught. Sabourin there. Short catch. Ends up getting almost a first down.
Yeah, that looked like a Madden 4 verts almost, just sending everyone on a clear out and then just hitting Sabourin underneath. Both Jared Rockman and Kwesi getting the quick tackle in there, preventing that first down.
Sabourin, that's his 3rd catch of the postseason. Came into this game 2 catches for 6 yards and a touchdown. Far cry from what he did in the regular season. 25 catches, 189 yards, and 7 TDs. Sabourin, the snapper, one of the top receiving options on this offense. So about 3rd and about a long 1 here, maybe 2. Pass to the sideline. Nice catch by Labonte. Shakes the tackle. Can he get past another? He almost does. He picks up the first down. Finally brought down by Groper.
Yeah, this defense seems to be ignoring Labonte on the sidelines, and I wonder how long before we see an adjustment, because in the situations where he's needed, Buck has gone to Labonte.
And Labonte has been the man right now so far for his offense. Has the team's only touchdown. And again, as you just talked about, a big first down right there, extending this drive for Primal. Buck now waiting for the snap. He gets it at midfield. Goes to his left. He voiced the sack again. He's going to run. Buck is off. Trying to get past Groper. He's finally brought down a gain of about maybe, I want to say 7, possibly 8 on that run there by Buck.
Yeah, again, just improvising, seeing what's being given to him here. Like you mentioned, not normally someone we see who's very, very mobile, at least in this season. Jared has taken to using his feet and has made it count when he does.
Yeah, so second run of the game there for Buck, as you talked about, GM. And again, he's not picking up the first down, but he's getting some yardage and making it now second and manageable for his offense.
And even keeping the defenders honest in their coverage as well, like having to account for him downfield.
So Buck now giving some last-minute instructions to Labonte. Buck awaits the snap for Sabourin. He gets it. He looks immediately to his left, and he goes there. And that's caught by Sabourin. He's tackled right away by Max Burra. Looks like it's just going to be a little short of
closer.
But half a yard short, though, the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and a short 1 right here for the Primal offense. GM, what are you calling right here if you're in that huddle?
If offensive or defensive? Because I was just thinking, okay, on defense, I'm definitely putting Noah Groper here to rush to disrupt. Offensively, once again, if Labonte's been working for him, either work him in the back of the end zone or use him as a decoy and hit number 5 underneath Emile Chadover.
Buck gets a snap now. He looks to his right. He goes to his left, back of the end zone. He throws that one away.
Way overthrown.
Good coverage right there, GM, by the Sharks defense. No one was open on that play.
Yeah, the Sharks excel at this type of situation, and a mistake throwing off your back foot could instantly end this drive. And here we go on 4th down.
So yeah, big 4th down here indeed. 4 for number 1. We'll have to see what the Primal offense has up their
Jared
sleeve.
taking a long time talking to that right side of the offense. But you cannot ignore the weapon that LaPlante is here on a poster, even just a deep hook on Jared Ruckman.
Primal was 0 for 5 on 4th down, in the last inning. Big catch right there. Extends the chains, I believe. Waiting for a signal from the officials here. And finally he has waived 1st down.
That's all he needed to extend the drive. Here we go.
So Sabran, another big catch there for his team. Keeping his drive alive again right now. A lead for the Sharks.
Yeah, both teams really deviating from the strategies and the offensive styles of what got them here and just taking what the defenses are giving them.
Sharks up by 1. 7-6 right here. Getting the snap
again.
as Buck looks to his left. His man wide open back of the end zone. Oh, right through the hands of the receiver, running a drag in the back of the end zone. That was Médéric Loison. He was open.
Oh, man, I liked just Sabourin on a hook there for a second. There was a brief moment where he was just uncovered before Kwesi picked him up.
So we talk so much, obviously, with guys like Kwesi, Gordon Mall, Max Burra, Noah Groper, obviously Corey Wawaski leading the way of the Sharks offense, but their defense is just as lethal, GM.
Yeah, without a doubt. They shoot and undercut routes like some of the best in the division and are really able to turn around a game that way.
Buck gets a snap line, looks to his left,
There's
goes back to his
LaPlante
right. Oh, Labonte was open. Threw it away. A little too wide for his receiver.
I mean, as long as they're able to score here, they're just taking time off the clock, which helps their game plan as well. I think it's in Primal's best interest to really slow down the pace of this game. So as long as they're efficient in converting in the red zone here, I think it's not a big deal to have these sort of throwaways.
So Buck now waiting for the snap. Can Primal punch it in? Oh, and that pass. Oh, it's intercepted. Here comes Border with it. Can he run it back all the way? He stops for a second, tries to get past Buck. He can. He goes to his left now. Finally taken down by the quarterback. And a huge interception by the Primal offense.
Yeah, that's not on Jared Buck. That's on Médéric Loison. He really needs to catch that pass. That goes directly off his hands and up into Dondre Borden's waiting arms. Just watch it bounce up, and there you go.
So now the Sharks taking over the ball well into Primal's territory. We talk about momentum in football all the time, and the pendulum of momentum, right now is swinging in the Sharks' favor.
Yeah, suddenly you kind of wish you were more effective in that red zone and not going through those early throwaways.
So the Sharks now getting the ball at about the 16, maybe 17-yard line of their opponents. Let's see if they can punch it in the end zone. Owaski gets a snap.
On a post.
And so throwing to the fastest Gordon Mall. He's tackled right away by Valeri Shelder.
Yeah.
Shelder with a big tackle.
Typically the Sharks have great yak ability, yards after completion, just able to cut up, and it's really important to get those tackles early. Great play by Shelder there, being able to crash on Kwesi on that quick ball.
Shelder, of course, looking to win the Division C championship tonight, obviously, and hoping for tomorrow night as his team, Poseidon's Kiss, takes on Blessed for the Division B championship. So he's hoping to go 2-for-2 championship weekend. But he has to take care of business tonight first. Let's see if he can. Wawasi gets the snap, looks to his left. He has a man over the middle is Burra. Nice catch. First down.
Very, very important tackle there by Alexander Roel. Without that, Max is absolutely scoring on that play and at least gives his defense a chance to get a stop here.
And that's something we talked about before. Like I mentioned, obviously, that the Sharks have the height advantage, but they have speed on their side, too. They can go toe-for-toe with Primal in that speed department as well.
Yeah, without a doubt, you have guys who are quick off the line. You see a lot of double moves, triple moves, even in the red zone as well. So I don't think it would be uncommon to see Max Burra on like an out-in-out or something like that here.
Sharks with the ball at about the 3-yard line now. Bawasi gets a snap. He looks to his left. He has Groper open. Overthrows him, though.
Yeah, and discussing with Ref Dan Senerkia after the play, I don't know if he thought that Noah got pushed beforehand or what, but some words with officials after that throw.
Yeah, it looked like Noah did a quick out route there. He was wide open, wasn't covered at all. The defense obviously paid more attention to Kwesi Gordomall on that play there. They kind of followed him into the end zone. Groper was open. Just a high throw there by Wawaski. So let's see what the Sharks have on up their sleeve right now on this play. Slowly break the huddle. Wawaski waiting for the ball. He gets it high, snaps, able to jump up and get it though, bring it down. Quick slant to Gordomall. He's tackled though by LaPlante.
Getting him just shy of the end zone there. Huge Primal right now. They really, really need this defensive stop after turning over the ball in the red zone. Again, you limit these yards after completion, and LaPlante getting that tackle on Kwesi is huge.
Yeah, big tackle right there. LaPlante coming into this game, 7 tackles, 1 interception, which he returned for a pick 6, and 1 pass deflection. That makes it 8 tackles now for him. That might have been his biggest of the postseason.
I like Justin Frankel on the corner here, left corner.
Well, let's see what he runs. So Wawaski now gets the snap. Looks right over the middle, goes to the right. Oh, just out of the reach of Burrow. Oh, flag on the play, though.
I don't know about that. Let's see on the replay. I don't have that angle, but it didn't look like it was a...
So the signal by the referee is pass interference on Emile Chadovet.
It is indeed. It looks like we're going to bounce back to first down. Ugh.
So a fresh set of downs. The ball's going to get moved up to like the 1 yard line. So, I mean, not much of a difference yardage-wise, but, again, a fresh set of downs now for the Sharks. 4 more opportunities to punch that ball into the end zone.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's in Primal's best interest to slow down the pace of the game if it's close or if Primal are leading. Being behind and having the clock run is going to be a nightmare for them, especially because they need to run a slower offense.
Just outside of 3 minutes to 5 plays now. Wawaski gets a snap. He rolls out to his left. Here's a man open in the back of the end zone and is caught by Groper. Touchdown, Sharks. Noah Groper.
Yeah, that was thrown a little bit behind him, and Noah really stopped and made sure with everything he had that he made that catch there. I don't know if that's Noah in the photo, but that's okay. Great catch in the back there.
So for Groper, that is his 6th TD of the postseason.
Eagle is telling me it is. 10 years ago, okay, that makes sense.
So going for 2 now is the Sharks offense. Right now the Sharks are up 13-6. They're looking to go up 15-6 here.
Kwesi dropping back as a halfback here.
Lost right down the middle. It's batted up in the air. Knocked down.
Yeah.
So 13-6 to a 1-possession game right here for Primal.
Max Burra intended target there. Just throwing into traffic. He usually comes down with that reception even with the defenders around, but just a tough one to bring in.
So Primal again trailing, down by a touchdown, down by 7 points. They were driving down to the end zone. Everything, it looked like it was smooth sailing GM, and then we had that bad INT in the end zone off the hand to the receiver. So obviously Primal's going to look to respond and get back into this game.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing here. That got you to this point. There's LaPlante. There we go. Do what you're doing.
Oh, Primal breaks a tackle. Rather, LaPlante breaks a tackle for Primal. He's finally taken down by Groper past midfield.
Yeah, getting by both Kwesi and Jared Rockman there, just getting that first down, and like I said, doing what you were doing before.
And we see someone like Kwesi Gordomall, like he's phenomenal on both sides of the ball, obviously, but that's the second missed tackle of the game, and it's led to a first down by LaPlante in this Primal offense. So let's say Gordomall's going to have to show up that tackling if they want to obviously get the W here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's just a question of respecting the rest of the guys on this offense that aren't Jeremy LaPlante. Speaking of Jeremy LaPlante.
Right down the middle. Touchdown! You said it, GN. Jeremy LaPlante. He does it again.
Yeah, it's important to not ignore him completely. 2 safeties dropped there, and just like a skinny post route right in between both of them, just uncovered. Absolutely phenomenal play. Jared Buck also spotting it and really putting some sauce on that pass here. Look at the velocity on this throw from someone who doesn't normally
Yeah, there's definitely some sauce on that throw indeed. And right here, so it looks like they're going for the 1-point conversion here. Looking to tie this game up by 13. Buck gets a snap. He looks to his left, goes back to his right, over the middle. A little bit of miscommunication there. He had Labonte doing it in the back of the end zone. Then he had Loison doing a post route.
I think even, or just a short hook. But, Lauzon just hooking there. I don't know if he thought that it was intended for him or for Labonte, but...
And obviously, points are crucial, right? Those extra points that you miss could come back to bite you. So obviously, Primal's hoping that's not going to happen. Both receivers appear to be open on that play, just neither being decisive enough to get the ball. So here comes the Sharks offense back onto the field. Now they're looking to respond. Up by 1, 13-12. Wawasky gets the snap. He looks to his left. Pass over the middle a little late, but ends up being caught by Franco. Breaks a tackle in a second.
Saw a little bit of a shirt tug there. MD Ellis on the side saying it didn't impact their ability to deflag him. Yeah, Justin Franco just marching down the field there and getting those extra yards.
So Franco, a big game so far. I mean, he came into this matchup, 6 receptions, 58 yards, and 1 TD. He's had a couple of big grabs so far, GM, this evening for his team.
Yeah, we've seen him have some appearances at rusher as well. Very versatile team we have here. I mentioned Noah Groper also snapping for this team. So they have a lot of mix and match pieces.
Wawasky gets the snap now. Just before midfield, quick slant. Drag right, I should say, by Kwesi go to Mall.
Yeah.
So there's a flag on the play. It might be flag guarding, actually.
It is absolutely flag guarding. Kwesi on that quick drag and just like with the spin at the same time, you see his hand definitely. Kwesi's claiming his innocence that he lifted his arms, but we can see on tape that is not the case.
Alex Roel.
Watch that left hand right there.
Yeah, there you go. Good call, GM. Alex Roel came in for the tackle, and he basically stopped. He looked at the refs right away, signaling there should have been a flag. It took a couple of seconds, but he got it.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So instead of being a pickup of about 7, maybe 8, looks like.
Tape doesn't lie.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The tape does not lie. So it'll be a minimal pickup now for the Sharks offense because of the flag. And we see the official still explaining it to Gordon Mall, who does not agree with the call. But again, as you said, we have it right here on the replay.
Yeah, so I guess it was a minimal yardage gain to begin with, and then the loss of 5 yards puts them behind the line of scrimmage of where they were before.
So it ends up being a loss of about 2 right there. So the offense backs up a little bit. Wawasky now waiting on the snap. Franco, he gets it. Wawasky looks to his right. He has Borden. Good tackle there by Chenevert. Pick up about 7 yards.
Kind of similar arm dip there, but Shadow Ver got the tackle regardless. But you'll see that exact same little dip there that we saw in the previous play.
So now
huddling back up.
Huddling back up, exactly. So now it's 3rd down and about, I want to say 5, maybe 6. Right here for the Sharks offense. Now, Jim, this is a big play, obviously, right here. If you're Primal, you wanna get the stop here. You have 2 downs to do it. Wonder what they're gonna call defensively. Wawasky gets the snap, but
under pressure. It starts with Daryl Dorsley. That's it, right? Corey Wawasky had to rush that throw.
And that's key. So, GM, obviously, we have the distinction, both myself and you, of losing to Corey Wawasky and the Sharks in these playoffs. My team was 10 days ago. Your team was this past Monday. You talked about right there the pressure in his face by Daryl Dorsley, the rusher, on Corey Wawasky. How big is that to get him off of his game, get him off of his mark?
Yeah, so, I mean, he can take off every now and again, but Corey isn't going to beat you with his feet. The importance of having a quick rusher is that you're minimizing the time he has to read the field and watch the plays unfold. So every millisecond counts in getting to Corey quickly.
So 3rd and about 5 right here. Wawasky gets the snap. Dorsey's in like a heat-seeking missile. Pass to the end zone. Lucky that wasn't picked off. LaPlante was the closest player there.
And that's the half.
And that does it for halftime. So at the half right now, 1-point lead, 13-12 by the Sharks over Primal. GM, what are your thoughts after the first half?
So it shows exactly why Primal have been giant killers up to this point. both teams have had to make adjustments on what they've done that is different from normal, but Primal have really effectively thrown the Sharks off of their game, and we're not seeing the same Sharks that we're used to. At the same time, this is still well within reach for both teams, so it's going to be who comes out with those stops, like you said, those defensive stops.
Okay, and switching sides now to Primal, we see obviously they were driving down, they had that interception, but if you can, speak to their resiliency. They gave up the pick. They allowed the Sharks to get a touchdown to get the lead, but we see them to come back onto the field. They got a touchdown, and right now it looks like they made a big defensive stand at least to close out the first half.
Yeah, I think that's one that we're going to talk about as the game goes on is, if Sharks would have been able to get that before the 5 plays to end the half. Primal have been very, very strong in limiting, crashing to the ball, making sure that those tackles don't get those extra yardage. That could be touchdowns, that could be first downs. They're really playing with grit and showing that they're able to bounce back. So
we mentioned obviously throughout the first half, Alexis Labonte has come up with a number of big catches for this Primal offense. If you're on the Sharks defense, how do you slow him down?
You change those matchups right now. Move D'Andre over, have him play man on Labonte. Figure something out depending on what you want to do, as long as it equally contains Jeremy Laplante. Because if we see too much of a shift towards some of the other guys, Laplante's just going to eat them alive.
Okay, and obviously right now the Sharks, again, they're up by 1 point right now. They didn't finish the first half on a strong note, obviously not being able to get the ball into the end zone. What do you think for them? We talked about the defense, but now offensively, what do you think is going to be key for them going forward in this one?
Corey hasn't thrown a lot of his trademark streaks down the middle of the field, so I think that we'll see that, not necessarily to Max Burra, but maybe to Kwesi, depending on what the matchups are. Moving Noah Groper to snap is something that could be done to add an element of speed in the middle of the field that, although Justin Frankel's been equally great right now. I don't know, man. Just keep doing what you've been doing that's been successful to this point. But Primal are doing a great job of limiting that right now.
All right, so obviously the second half of action is about to kick off in about a minute or so here at the Stade de Soccer. He's GM Kolethras. I'm Brent Bodkin with you live on this Division C Championship Finals matchup between the Sharks and Primal. So far, it's a good game. As I mentioned, obviously a 1 point lead right now for the Sharks, up 13-12 on Primal. Both teams obviously looking to get the W and obviously more importantly the championship here this evening. Let's see how the second half is going to play out.
Here we go. It looks like Sharks are starting with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, Sharks are starting with the ball right now. So again, on their opening possession to start the second half, they've scored in all 3 playoff games as well. Primal's done the same thing when they've had the ball the first time out on offense, so we'll have to see if they could keep up that trend as well when they get their first possession of the second stanza. But again, right now the Sharks are starting. Corey Wasi gave me some last-minute instructions to his receivers, and here we go. Second half action is about to start. Division C Championship on the line. Wasi gets the snap, looks to his right. He has a man up, but deep goes to his left, though, to Groper. Nice check down pass, chase one tackle, almost a second taken down by Laplante. Just shy of the first down marker, a pickup of 9 right there for Groper.
Yeah, great catch right there in the middle of the field. You mentioned these Division C finals sponsored by BuzzFeed. It's been a really, really tight and exciting one so far. I like seeing Noah on some of those in-breaking routes as well. Corey looking to the sidelines again. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, BuzzFeed, a new sponsor here at FPF. If you want to watch this game while getting a workout on, go to BuzzFeed. You can work out and watch the game at the same time. Second and short now. Second and 1 to be exact. Sharks get the ball. Wasi going deep. He has a man. Burra, touchdown.
There it is. Skinny post in the middle of the field. Just was able to honestly do the same thing that Jared Buck did with Jeremy Laplante. Just threw it up, and he was uncovered there.
Big touchdown right there by Burra. Just ran that route. He was open by about 3 or 4 steps, I want to say. Their GM, how big is that touchdown right there for the Sharks?
It's definitely a confidence booster for sure. After falling just short at the end of the first half, let's see what they do here. Whether they go for looks like they are going for 2. Watch Kwesi drop back here and see how Primal adjusts to the halfback.
Yeah, looking to make it a 2-possession game right now. Is the Sharks up 19-12 right now, up by 7, looking to make it 9. Kwesi does drop back. QB option. Throw to the middle of the end zone. Goes to the hands of a couple of players right there. Looks like Laplante was trying to pick that one off. He didn't do it, but he got a hand on it, knocking the ball away. So it's going to stay a 19-12 lead right here for the Sharks. Let's see if Primal could respond.
Yeah, Jeremy Laplante, I think that both Noah Groper and Justin Frankel thought that Jeremy Laplante was going to get hands on that or at least disrupt it, and no one really played the tip right afterwards.
Yeah, tip drill is always an important one to do, whether it's tackle football or flag football. You got to be aware the ball gets batted into the air. Got to get yourself in position to try and catch the rebound, if you will. So Buck now with his offense on the field. Let's see if they can answer. He's going deep himself. Can he? Shadaver's open. Oh, that pass just a little bit off target. Shadaver had burned the coverage, split two defenders. Buck just wasn't able to hit him with the pass.
Yeah, that was just a bit behind him. Shadaver didn't adjust to the play in the air. He had trouble locating it and didn't realize that he was outrunning Buck's throw. A little bit different than that throw to Jeremy Laplante. I think that we might see a bit of a struggle on those deep routes.
We talked about speed before. Obviously, we have Max Burra, Noah Groper, Kwesi Guatemala. I'm going to put my money on Emil Shadaver as being the fastest guy here on the field. Are you with me on that or no?
I don't know, man. I have a lot of respect for some of the speed of some guys. Oh, Dondre Borden crashing in on that route. Yeah, I mean, even like seeing him race against his teammate Jeremy Laplante, I think Laplante would give him a run for his money, so to speak.
All right. Well, Laplante right there, I think Jared Buck has to say thank you because Laplante right there saved an INT. That pass, he was going for a quick slant, maybe a quick hook possibly to Laplante. Good job by Borden. As you talked about GM on the play, driving towards the ball. Laplante saving an INT right there.
This is a
third and long now. Buck passes over the middle. Intercepted! Gordon Mall with the pick. Laplante with the tackle.
Again, this is an example of Buck underthrowing his receivers. So Laplante had broken both defenders, but I guess expected the ball to be thrown a little bit further and did not come back to the ball. I think that if Laplante comes back and protects his QB again, that's not an interception. But Kwesi was able to close a lot of ground there.
And I see right there, obviously, Guatemala getting the INT, but I think some credit GM needs to go to the rusher, Justin Franco. He got in quickly on the rush. He caused Buck to throw that ball off of his back foot, it looked like.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a rushed throw. That was a rushed, ill-advised throw. And now Sharks have an opportunity to go up by 2 scores.
So Buck is second INT of the game. Let's see if the Sharks can make him pay for it. Snap is a one-hopper off the grass, picked up by Wolowski. Throws it over the middle of Franco. Catch right there, pick up of about 5 yards.
Yeah, was able to pick it up in stride without being affected. Justin Frankel there, I guess, thinking a little bit more about the route before the snap, but still a reception. They moved down the field.
And you snapped before, obviously, right?
Oh, it's a high pressure. You touch the ball every play. It's high pressure. You pay too much attention to your routes, your snaps suffer. You pay too much attention to your snaps, your routes, or your hands suffer. It's a very, very thankless position for someone who touches the ball equally as often as the quarterback does.
And now to get off, all the young snappers listening out there, to get off a successful snap, what's the first thing you need to do?
Look, I think look at your quarterback, but you see that there are snappers who don't, I guess, hold the ball properly.
That's a passer on the sideline. The Groper is enough for the first down as he's tackled by Shelder. So pick up of about 7 yards. Again, able to extend this drive for the Sharks and move the chains. So first down now for the Sharks. See some good footwork on the replay right there on the sideline by Groper.
Corey talking to that right side of the field a little bit. Look at Dondre and Max maybe on crossing routes here and out and up.
First down now for the Sharks. On Primal's end of the field. Wolowski gets the snap. He looks right down the middle, and that's where he goes with it over to Franco. Wide open. Makes the man miss. Can he make another? Touchdown! Sharks!
Yeah, that's there was no one there covering Justin Franco. You see the short flats guys were towards the sidelines, and they're 3 deep. There was no one there. Not surprising.
So the Sharks now extending the lead 25-12 now with that touchdown by Franco.
This is big, especially if they go up by 2 more here. You see Kwesi really talking out these routes. I think that it's going to go that left side of the field. Look at Noah Groper here, but this is an important one for 2.
Yep, 2-point try right here. Looking to extend the lead now to 27-12. Let's see if Primal could get a stop. Gordon Mull going back as the second quarterback again. Pass in front of the end zone is caught. Second effort getting in is Burra. They're going to give it to him?
Incredible concentration if he gets that.
Well, the officials are going to huddle up now to talk about it. So Burra looked like the ball was going to get batted away. Went off of Burra's chest. Juggled it for a big gutter on the second attempt. And now they're waving it off, so now the 2-point conversion is no good.
Let's take a look here in the replay, what ends up happening.
See Wowaski with the ball there, again going to the right of the end zone. And that pass going just in front. Shadow Vera was in there to make the tackle. He was joined by Buck.
Okay, so if they're saying that his hand was down and he's definitely touched by Jared Buck there. Yeah, yep. He's short of the end zone.
Good job by the officials.
Yeah,
they huddled up just to make sure.
I mean, we're also like halfway down the field on the sideline, so it might have been much easier for them to make the call from there.
So Buck, quick pass to the sideline. He drops it. Rare drop right there, and he thought about running before catching the ball.
Yeah, you need some of these plays here to go in your favor if you're Primal. Otherwise, it's going to get too out of hand too quickly.
So Luazanchi steps off, benches himself. So Ruel now comes on for him, number 3. And GM, how key is it right here for Primal to get something going offensively?
Look at Valerie Shelder in the right slot. We haven't seen him from that spot in a little while, so let's pay attention to that. But Sabarin, the great catch there.
That catch over the middle, picking up a couple of yards there for this Primal offense. Pickup of about 7, 6, maybe 7 on the play right there.
So it's interesting that Médéric Lauzon would take himself off because in the playoffs, Buck to Lauzon was actually one of the most consistent. They went 16 for 17 in targets to reception. So an odd drop there, and I don't think it necessarily merits benching yourself.
So Roel, he catches the ball, but he's out of bounds.
Yeah, it was just a little bit on the outside. He had great feet placement, but was not able to make the catch before drifting out of bounds there.
Yeah, it's a shame right there for the Primal offense. He was wide open.
Yeah, that was needed. Jared, again, extending time, beating the rusher just enough, even if he's not running, just being able to extend the play there and find the open guy.
So big play right here for the Primal offense. Let's see if they can pick up this first down. Getting the ball still on their side of the field. So Buck now waiting for the snap. Sabrin, he gets it. He looks to his right and down the middle, and he gets sacked.
Great sack by Franco.
Franco with the sack right there. A loss of about 4.
But more importantly, turnover.
Yep, turnover on downs.
That's a big one there. Yeah, you want that back if you're Jared Buck. That entire drive, basically, from the overthrows to that sack to this may be it. If Sharks score, it's going to be a lot to overcome, and I could very well eat my words, but I think that if Sharks score here, especially if they get the 2-pointer afterwards, it's over.
So we're just inside of 12 minutes to 5 plays here. So that big sack was a loss of about 7, maybe even 8, actually. So setting up Sharks with the ball at about their opponent's 12-yard line. Huge opportunity right here for the Sharks. Can they capitalize? Wawasi avoids the sack, goes to the end zone. Touchdown! DeAndre Borden extends the Sharks' lead 31-12.
Yeah, coming across from that right wideout position. So Corey just beat Daryl Dorsley enough. Stepped up in the pocket and saw that en route. He made it to the entire opposite side of the field and just threw the dart.
And DeAndre Borden with that route in the back of the end zone drag, really. He kept on going, waited for Wawasi to get an opening. He found him. Tic-tac-toe, extending this lead now.
So will we see a halfback as we have before in Kwesi, or are they going to line him up? There you go.
Wawasi gets the snap. He looks to his left, goes to the end zone. Bobbled. Was it caught on the second attempt? No, it wasn't. Borden had a chance. Borden and Franco both laying on the turf. Both had a chance to come up with the ball. They couldn't. But the lead now 33-12 for the Sharks. Jim, right here, if you're Primal, what are you doing offensively? Are you going to have to go for the deep ball? Are you going to go for broke right here, or are you just going to continue to try and march the field?
Well, take it if Sharks are not organized right now, but otherwise just keep doing what you've been doing, man, because if you get too antsy, you're going to cause another turnover.
A quick fastball over the middle to Sabourin. He's tackled right away by Gordon Mall. Pickup of about 7 on the play. So yeah, the Bucks, Primal led by Jared Buck going for the no-huddle offense right here.
One thing we haven't talked about with Primal also is the absence of Jordan Alexi. So I think that having another weapon, let alone like a weapon of Alexi's caliber, is of course, understandably hurting Primal right now, like not having him on the field.
Yeah, definitely a huge player on his team. Brings another layer of speed and athleticism to this unit. Unfortunately, yeah, not in the lineup here this evening for his team.
I mean, we're old minds of FPF, but for the youngins who don't know, Jordan Alexi's a baller.
Pass up the middle. Oh, one hopper to Lawson. He was open. He found a hole right in the middle of that zone defense by the Sharks, but his quarterback and Buck not able to get the ball to him.
Yeah, Justin Frankel right now is really vibing. I think that he's got that extra pep in his step rushing right now and knows that he's frustrating Jared Buck and he's making him rush these throws.
Speaking of rushing again, there's no huddle offense right now. That's what Primal's going to have to do to come back in this one. Quick pass to LaPlante. Gets past one tackle, finally taken down by Gordon Mall. Short of the first down marker, though. This will be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short.
Oh, looks like it's a quick no-huddle offense for Primal here. Smart move, try and get Sharks at least a little bit disrupted, see what the defense gives them.
3rd and 1 now for Primal. Buck gets the snap. He looks to his right. He has a man open on the sideline. It's Labonte. That's going to be enough for the first down as he's tackled by Groper.
Yeah, when in doubt, go to your safety valve. Yeah, quick huddle as well. Primal are really trying to get Buck trying to get this off to the Primal receivers as quickly as possible and have them just make most of the time right now.
Primal with the ball at about the 8-yard line. Buck gets a snap. Quick slant right to Lawson. He falls down. He's tackled at about the 1, maybe the 2-yard line.
That was absolutely a very low pass that Lozone bailed him out there on. I think that if it's on target, he might have been able to get into the end zone. But good on him for making that catch.
Again, no time to waste here for Primal. Quick to the line. Buck gets the snap. He has a man wide open to his right, but he looks to his left, and he's sacked by Frankel. Frankel, second sack of the game. Could have come in a bigger time right here for his team.
Yeah.
Pushes back the Primal offense.
There you go. He's vibing right now. So it's just constant pressure on Jared Buck. I think he has to put his reads on the same side right now and go through his progressions a little bit quicker because he doesn't have the time that he thinks he has.
We saw on that previous play, Labonte had did a hook in the first pylon at the front of the end zone. He was wide open. No one covered him. Buck didn't look there. He runs an out route now. Back in the end zone pass. Nobody home.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's called rather. Pardon me. Touchdown.
Yeah, Lozone there just completely uncovered. I think Kwesi Gordon-Mall and Jared Rockman having words right now, or even Dondre Borden. But, it looks like they're going to go for the onside kick here.
That's what it looks like. My apologies for missing the call there. Corey Wawoski was standing in my way. Couldn't see who was open in the back of the end zone.
No, not an onside.
I think to save time, I think they're forgoing the extra point or the onside kick as well, and the onside kick as well. So they're just going to give the ball back to the Sharks. So this is all about saving time right here if you're Primal. Do you agree with that call?
No.
That makes two of us.
Flatly, no.
Borden wide open wheel route.
Yeah, Borden had his hand up like from the moment he left the line of scrimmage, just seeing it. Corey Wawoski trying to let Justin Frankel know as well that was another one hopper to him. I think we might see a quick switch here.
So I want to go back to what we were talking about, obviously. So again, Primal foregoing the extra point, giving the Sharks back the offense. I mean, that works great if you get a stop. I mean, they gave up more than 20 yards on that first down play to Borden.
It comes down to Primal getting a stop here. This is really important. Just whatever they can. Daryl Dorsley on Corey Wawoski with a sack, or just force him to throw off his back foot.
Quick rush here by Dorsey. Pass to Gordon Mall. He's tackled right away by Roel, though.
Yeah, very minimal yards gained there.
Yeah, pick up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 at the most right there. So the Sharks right here, they're smart. They're taking their time. They're walking back to the huddle, killing time off the clock. Right now, the biggest enemy is the clock. And about, again, just outside of 5 minutes before 5 plays here. Again, just a reminder for those of you new to FPF, at the end of the first half, end of the second half, there's a automatic 5 plays that happen that are untimed. So
we'll go milking that clock down.
Waski gets the snap of Franco. This one's up high right in his chest. Dart down the middle of the field. Caught by Groper, but out of bounds.
Okay,
and Groper saying they're going to challenge.
Yeah. That might be a backbreaker.
So see here on the replay, right away, Waski and Groper elected to challenge that. Pass right down the middle of the field.
I mean,
Groper
I don't know if we have that angle here unless we slow it down. We'll have to see one of the other angles. Here we go. This is going to be the angle for us.
So Groper, he definitely gets one-footed. I'm not sure about the second, though.
I mean, we have to continue to slow it down. So it's just a matter of when he stops rotation of the ball, if those feet are in, because it's bang bang. We're gonna have to slow it down. It's that close. But if no Groper's here, and if he's telling us, it's like it all depends on when that rotation of the ball stopped, because those feet were. Let's see.
So again, obviously 31-18 lead right here for the Sharks. This touchdown will put them up 37-18.
Yeah, this is the angle we need to slow down here.
So we see the ball coming out of Waski's hands, going to the end zone. Groper's open by about 2 steps. Reaches up. He has the ball right there. His right foot is down. Does he get the second?
That's
I
a
believe
catch.
He does. Yeah, it looks like a catch.
That's a catch. I don't know. I'm not the expert here. I'm not the one wearing stripes and paint, but like slowing it down, that looks like a catch to me.
Honestly, the only way would not be.
Again, I would like to stress that we are not the experts here, and this is just what we're seeing on a slowed down feed.
So we see right here again. He reaches up. He makes the catch. He gets his right foot down, and then he's able to drag the second foot right through the back of the end zone before the outline. For the back line, I should say. So let's catch. Yeah, and it is. So the touchdown is good. Noah Groper for a huge catch now.
I mean, when you know, you know.
That's just another Sharks extend the lead now 37-18.
Yeah, that's a nightmare outcome for Primal. And consequently, a very, very good use of a challenge timeout for Sharks. Yeah, that may very well be the backbreaker with everything else going on here.
Yeah, 3:54 exactly remaining now on the clock. 2-5 plays here in the second half. So the touchdown is good. Obviously, right now, the Sharks, they have the extra point, too. So let's see if they're going to go for 1, go for 2. Be interesting to see what happens here. So they're going to go for 1. So they want to make it a 38-18 lead. It'd be a 20-point lead if they're able to get it. Oh, I see fastball to the end zone. Oh, it's dropped by Borden. DeAndre Borden had a slant. He was open by about 2-3 yards. Just couldn't trap the ball.
Oh, his ears must have been burning. We were just singing his praises there. A rare occurrence. Not putting the game completely out of reach for Primal, but they've done a lot so far.
Well, pretty much for Primal, it's a hope and a prayer right now. They're going to have to score in like 2 to 3 plays and then get the ball back and try to score again via the onside kick.
Goes wide open on the outside. I mean, Saborin making the catch too, and that's all you want. But he had choice of targets there with the bulk of the Sharks defenders dropping deep.
So pretty much a prevent defense being played right now by the Sharks, and you can't blame them. Up by 19 right now. Buck gets the snap.
Lozo again on the outside.
Right to the middle of Saborin now. Saborin has a bit of space to move. Tackled by Gordon Mall, but Saborin's able to pick up the first down to extend this drive. But again, the Primal is going to have to operate even faster than they were before offensively. Jared Buck.
I mean, just like that, they've cleared two-thirds of the field. I think that this pace is working out quite well for them, especially considering how open Saborin is in the middle.
Buck gets a snap, face to his left. He avoids the sack. He elects to run. Nice spin move there. Gets past two. Taka's making a third. Touchdown! Jared Buck puts his team on his shoulders and gets in the end zone himself.
Yeah, I think he got by everyone on the Sharks defense except for maybe D'Andre Borden. I think he made pit stops on every defender on the way into the end zone. And now it looks like we're going to see the onside kick.
Yep. So an onside attempt. So what Primal's going to have to do, if you're not familiar with it, is they're going to get the ball at their own 5-yard line. They have to get the ball past midfield to pick up a first down and extend the drive. If they do not get it, if the Sharks bat down the ball or Primal throws an incomplete pass, the Sharks will get the ball at Primal's 5-yard line, which would pretty much be the nail in the coffin at that point.
Yeah.
So we see Lewis talking to the official.
Yeah, now some discussion with the refs is what I was going to say. And again, comes down to maybe you should have taken that 2-point convert when you had the chance to at least tighten it a little bit closer. Like, those seem like wasted plays now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Again, we talked about they elected to give the ball right away to the Sharks to save time on the clock. And I understand saving time, but your biggest enemy right here is not even the clock. At that point, it was a scoreboard. You have to stay in the game. And now, so it's a 37-24 lead for the Sharks.
That doesn't seem right. No. Some discussion going on here, maybe a timeout as well.
That might be official's timeout here. Again, Brent, Bodkin, Jim, Kolethras with you right here at the Stade de Soccer.
Looks like it looks like an official replay on the other side of the field here, having checked the spot.
Perhaps maybe so they're showing the replay right here. Buck and his scramble for the touchdown. Maybe they're checking to see if did he have 3 flags on, or right now that could be my only guess. Don't forget, of course, tomorrow we have a lot of action. Championship Monday. Usually it's done on Saturday and Sunday, but this year we're doing it on Sunday.
There's a replay on
Monday.
whether there was a flag guard or not. Like, can someone fill us in? Like, it's not. Okay, yeah. Apparently there's a challenge of a flag guard here. To the mystery of us in the booth, because it did not look like it in the slightest. The touchdown.
It's been called a touchdown yet. So
yeah.
Well, I mean,
we had no idea because it was so plain to us that was a good run.
So I mean,
like,
if you're the Sharks, you know what? Why not?
Next time, just stop when we go to the replay. Just say what it was.
Thank you, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just telling Ref Leo Gervais that we didn't even have any idea that it was going to a challenge because it was so plainly obvious to us. But yeah, with that, this is going to be an interesting one here. If Primal can get it's a barn burner again. Justin Frankel is ready. A lot of pressure here is necessary. Buck's going to try and buy some time or just have some shifty moves. This is big.
So who are you looking for right here? Is it obviously LaPlante, or are you looking for someone else to maybe pick up this first down for you?
Okay, so he's isoing Labonte on one side. I think he's still going to go hit LaPlante here. When the game's on the line, you want to go to your guy.
It trips left for Shadowver right now, motioning over to the left-hand side. Buck now, fast over the middle, caught by Sabaret, but short of the first down. He's tackled by Groper.
He is absolutely tackled short.
So about 3 yards short. Heartbreak right there for Primal.
Yeah, that might be a great play by Noah Groper there. That also, like, I don't know now who we talk about Finals MVP, because early on, like, D'Andre Borden had a strong case for it. And now
so hold on, Jim. I want to interrupt you for a second. So right now the officials are getting together. Primal, I believe, think the first down marker was pushed back too far on our sideline here. I think they might be feeling that the first down marker should have been a little bit more closer than what it is.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this is an effective use of their challenge.
Oh no, what it's going to be? Yeah, they're making a challenge to see if they contact the passer. Yeah, that's okay. So Primal right now, they thought a flag should have been thrown on the rusher, who they believe made contact with Jared Buck, the quarterback.
Yeah, let's take a look at this for sure. Possibly a little overzealous in his rush there. We'll see if the other angle has it, because this is the probably furthest away that we can get. Oh yeah. We're not seeing it on this angle.
So if you're Primal, you're hoping for anything right here, any contact with the quarterback, and it'd be automatic first down.
I don't know if it's automatic first down on the
Oh no,
onside
sorry,
kick.
well,
yeah.
no, what it would be, the ball would be moved up, so it'll be a shorter first down attempt, or onside attempt, if you will, for Primal.
I feel like the ball was out, but you know that it's the whole throwing
The
motion.
fall-through
So
motion.
it has to do then with if Jared Buck's throwing completion or the motion itself.
So the FPF head referee Leo Gervais over there looking at he's running the instant replay. So obviously this is a big call for Primal right now.
Yeah, well,
looking for any little bit of life they can get.
yeah, it looks like they're calling it short.
Yeah.
There's no penalty on that. So back to the topic of who do you think as Finals MVP? Like, it was early on Dondre Borden, but with that tackle just now, and even the touchdown before, we're seeing Noah Groper, Noah Groper, strong candidate for Finals MVP right now per our observations. I mean, just being able to stop that onside kick just short, as well as the back-breaking touchdown right now. I mean, strong plays early on by Dondre Borden, the interception at the end of the first half. They both have touchdowns. They both have turnovers to stop right now, stop the Primal offense. So I think depending on what we see here from them to really close out the game, we'll find our Finals MVP.
So right now, because Buck was taken down just before midfield, the Sharks take over the ball at the spot where Buck was tackled. Quick pass here to the sideline to Burrow. He's tackled right away after a gain of maybe 2 right there by Chateauvert.
This is do or die for Primal now.
I feel like it's been that way for a while. 37-24 lead right here for Sharks.
Yeah, I think this is all but wrapped up.
So we see second and about 8 right now.
6 plays?
Yeah, 6 plays remaining in this contest. Second and 8 facing the Sharks offense. Wawasaki gets the snap. Another one hopper. Looks to his left. Pass over the middle to Franco. Tackled by Chateauvert. Gain. First down, actually. So pick up of about 9 yards. Good enough for the first down. Extending this drive for the Sharks.
Yeah, a product of that bad snap was him not being covered in the middle, but being able to make it up to his QB there and getting that first down. Sharks asking Primal if they want to waive it.
And I think that's been his plan all game long. Have a couple bad snaps, leave yourself open in the middle. No one's going to cover you. 5 players remaining, so it looks like Primal is electing to keep on playing.
Yep.
As you mentioned, GM, the Sharks asked and the officials asked as well if the Primal wanted just to wave the white flag. No, you got to give them credit though. You have to respect that. You want to fight to the very end. What else? Maybe they can get a pick 6 and have a comeback of all comebacks. But once he gets a snap, quick throw to the flat to Gordon Mall. He goes backwards. He's tackled by Roel.
Yeah, I mean, this is just Corey playing conservative at this point, making sure he doesn't turn over the ball.
Exactly. Loss of 2 yards on the play. You don't want to throw a pick 6 and then get the ball back to the Sharks, brought it to the Primal office, and have them get a successful onside pass attempt. That'd be up there with like the Buffalo Bills and Tennessee Titans, that type of comeback.
Yeah, you know the Sharks right now, like they know they've won it, and then this is just like a formality. You can tell by their body language, their chipperness in the huddle.
For all the Tennessee Titan fans out there that are mad, I'll say it's like a Houston Oilers Buffalo Bills type of comeback if that were to happen. Looks like that's not in the cards though tonight. Owasi gets a pass back in the end zone. He has Borden knocked up in the air by Buck. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, I don't think even if Borden came down with that, if he would have landed in bounds. It was tight. 3 plays remain in this Div C Finals, sponsored by BuzzFit.
So right now, the Sharks on the verge of winning the championship. It'll be their first as a team here in FPF in Division C. 14 championships amongst the Sharks players. Corey and Kwesi leading the way with 4 apiece. 4 in total for the players on Primal. Comes Wawaski, gets the snap, looks to his right, out of the reach of Burrow, goes out of bounds.
Not that it matters much, but interference on the rusher of Justin Frankel on Daryl Dorsley.
So you have to wonder here, GM, are they going to accept the penalty? Because it's going to be 4th down if they don't.
I don't know, man. I think they should have just waived it to begin with. So they're making it looks like they're declining the penalty here. They will instead go with the incomplete pass.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th down, 4th and long now.
Yeah, I understand it, but it would have been really helpful if Primal just waived, like knowing that they were not going to come back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's their season. They paid their money. I mean, it's the playoffs. You want to ride out to the end.
The Eagle wants to go home.
Been here 12 hours.
He would like us to tell you that he's been here 12 hours.
I think he wants the Primal to reimburse him for his time and efforts here tonight in the form of beer and or candy.
Yeah.
Brought me candy. I was very upset.
Oh, man.
No, it's usually me.
4th down now for the Sharks. Wawaski gets the snack. Kwesi going to maul, draws back to the second quarterback option. Pass to the end zone. It's knocked away by Roel.
And that's the game.
A complete turnover on downs. And the Sharks are your Division C champs with a 37-24 victory over Primal. Congratulations to the Sharks on a hard-fought title victory. They came into the playoffs with the 4th seed, and they lasted all the way to the end. And the championship is theirs.
Yeah, big win. Key turnover in the first half, being able to march and really effectively cut up the field. Corey Wawaski has a 3rd Division C championship. We see this team here as well. Just all smiles. They've earned it. It's been a run for them.
Some people may say it's not Division C, it's Division Corey. As you mentioned, 3rd championship for Corey. Solid quarterback, even better person. So we have to see who wins MVP. I know me and you were saying, GM, we're voting for Noah Golper, but I mean, obviously it's a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, it could be Corey Wawaski as well. Also, you can't deny like a turnover.
All right, I'm on the field here with the newly crowned Division C champion Sharks. Congratulations, boys. So I present the trophy to the captain of the team, Corey Wawaski. Congrats,
Corey
Corey.
Wawaski ends up getting the MVP of the game.
Well, we'll see. He's holding that trophy for
champion,
sure.
championship trophy.
Got the championship banner as well.
Get the championship banner there.
Let's go, boys.
And this was a tough one. We debated internally, but the vote went to Finals MVP, Corey Wawaski.
President and founder of
Yeah,
Rock Company.
Finals MVP, Corey Wawaski.
Exactly.
Congratulations,
Wawaski
Corey. Let me ask you a question or two here. Talk to us
Finals
about this team
MVP.
you built. It was a pretty strong one from early on. Throughout the season, you kind of had the target on your back. Talk to us about the roster you built.
Man, I can't say enough about the guys I'm playing to. As the guys have been talking about all season, it's like a wealth of riches. Any target I can throw to, like they make a big play. Huge going up, Groper blowing by someone, Max, Dre, everybody's, even Justin stepping into snap. It's been a lot of fun playing all year.
Talk to us about Noah Groper's big catch there in the back of the end zone late in the game.
So we actually put that play in right before the game. Noah came to me and said, yo, I got something from another team. He explained it to me, thought it might work. Safety was playing aggressive and threw it up, and Noah made an amazing play. So that was great.
Great job, Corey. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
All right, so there you go again. Pardon me, the Sharks with the W here, winning the championship, and obviously Corey Wawaski, the MVP of the game. GM, for you, what was the turning point?
Yeah, that interception in the first half, but also just like making the most of their trips to the end zone. That Noah Groper challenge for the touchdown to really prevent that turnover on downs. Big play from all the Sharks. Corey Wawaski just sliced and diced when it came down to it.
And we look at Primal, obviously 24 points. That ties for the season low in points, I believe, this season. The Sharks defense, they got some interceptions. They're playing for the big piece though here this evening. Jordan DeBook, one of their top corners, one of the underrated players on the team, was not on the roster here, not in attendance, unfortunately, here on Championship Sunday for his team. But going back over to Primal again, Where do they go from here?
I mean, yeah, also missing Jordan Alexi, who's a huge piece of that offense and defense. Where do they go from here? I don't know if they'll do another season under Jared Buck. This is definitely a competitive Division 4 team. If they have all those pieces, we could see them as familiar faces in the finals and a front runner of the division.
And obviously with the Sharks, I mean, is this it for Corey in Division C?
It better be. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it once again. For GM Kolethras, I'm Brent Bodkin saying thanks for tuning in. The Sharks are your Division C champions with a 37-24 victory over Primal right here at Stade Soccer. We'll see you next time.